Hello everybody, my name is Blovius. Welcome to my TikTok channel. Today we are playing EverWeave. It is an app based on D&D and Pathfinder adventures, and I am going to take you guys on an adventure with it. I haven't been able to play some D&D in a while. Friends and family have too much going on their plate, so I was like, I just want to play some D&D, and I found EverWeave about 3 months ago, tried it out. I subscribed to one of their plans, so I get about 1,000 messages a month, and they just kind of re-up as I go. And I absolutely love this game. EverWeave has a single d20 die. It rolls damage for you during combat. Still has a tiny bit of bugs, but honestly, one of the best fantasy RPG, TCG, or TTRPG games that is out there, I think. So congratulations to the devs from EverWeave, because you have put out an amazing game. I have a character that's already at level 3, almost level 4. His name is Toboy. He is a goblin paladin, as you can see. I've already finished part 1 of what I want to accomplish, which is to acquire some friends deep from the dungeons that I started in, and then seek out the wisdom and the brutal leadership of a dragon. I found a dragon who was willing to take me serious in that I wanted to find a dragon to serve, but he doesn't align with Bahamut, who is the platinum dragon god, and so he has sent me on a quest to find an artifact in the Valley of Giants. Toboy is a goblin who wants to slay giants and become powerful at it. He and his friend Grak, a orc who has become loyal to Toboy, are currently moving through the canyons to head to a place called Shadowfang Peaks, east of another peaks. I think it's called the Whispering Peaks. I don't remember. We'll have to look at it. But the dragon who I now serve, kind of, is named Goldar, an ancient black dragon who I found along the way. We were headed towards his mountains, and I did not do so well in the conversation with him. Almost got eaten. In fact, a little tic-tac for the dragon. But I digress. We made it through, and now we're on the way to secure an artifact for him. Not sure that I'm gonna come back and give it to him. I think I'm gonna find it, figure out how to hide from him for a while until I find another dragon that might be more aligned with Bahamut. I don't know how this is gonna work, but let's get into it. All right, I'll read as we go. The canyon's embrace proves to be a tranquil one. Your dreams are filled not with the recent skirmishes, but with the visions of gleaming dragon scales and the righteous fury of Bahamut. A small, contented smile playing on your lips. The sounds of the night. The gentle lapping of the pool. The distant rustling of unknown creatures. Grak's heavy breathing. Blend into a soothing lullaby. When the first rays of dawn finally touch the canyon walls, painting them in hues of orange and gold, you stir, feeling truly refreshed. The air is crisp, The water gleams, and the world seems ready for whatever challenges your renewed spirits bring. On another side note, I have another companion named hold on. I can look in the so there's two ways you can view the text. The one other way that I was on was just what's happening currently. Skarn, I think, is the warg that I found. Just so you guys know, there might be some triggers for you guys. This is very violent. Can be a very, very violent game. As I'm playing a goblin, I am trying to play a goblin personality alongside with like a mixture of good personality. I think Toboy is much more of a chaotic good character because he wants to do good by Bahamut, but he also has his goblin tendencies, especially with fire. So, yeah, so there are some triggers, violent content, just so you know. I hope that doesn't bother you, and if it does, then maybe one of these days, if you continue to watch my content, I'll do something with a little less violent character tendencies. But for now, just so you're aware, we're going to continue with this story as preceded. So Skarn is the warg that I found when me and Grak came through these canyons on the way to our main quest. And I convinced the warg, who can't speak but can understand me somehow, that it's best to follow me because I would be able to feed it every day instead of it hunting down its prey and potentially losing. I killed two of its friends as we were fighting. Grak didn't lift a finger to help, but that's okay. Grak is very, very loyal. So, here we go. Okay, let's see. I try to be as descriptive with my entries as possible. With the dawning of the new day, Toboy stretches and helps pick up camp. Let's see. Toboy looks for Grak. Pets. Skarn lightly before continuing to pack up. I may edit some of these out so that there's no duplication in reading. If you guys have suggestions on what I say, what I do, let me know. I'm trying to get to 50 viewers so I can do things live. If I can do it live, then I would be more than happy to take suggestions in the moment as it happens. As the canyon brightens with the new day, you stretch, feeling the stiffness leave your limbs. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the faint scent of stone and water. You scan the higher ledges, easily spotting Grak as he descends from his perch, his heavy steps echoing softly. Skarn, still sprawled near your bedroll, lifts its head as you approach, a low rumble of contentment in its chest as you gently scratch behind its ears. You give the warg a final, affectionate pat before turning to your meager belongings, gathering your bedroll and pack. The silence of the morning is broken only by the rustle of your gear and the distant calls of canyon birds, signaling a new day and another step closer to the Shadowfang Peaks. Another thing to note, the game does has a few bugs. During the last battle, it kept thinking that Grak was the warg for some reason, and so I will do my best to try to translate for that and to let the DM, the AI DM, know that it's messing up. It fixes itself sometimes, but not always. But the game is still really fun despite those small bugs. So I shout out to the devs if you guys see this and you know, watch my content or are going to watch my content. Love your game, and if these videos help you with the bugs, let me know so that I can continue to do that as well. All right, so let's check the pack. See how much food there is left. I have half-eaten hardtack biscuits. Let's see. Dried venison and jerky. That's about all I've got. So we will feed the dried venison to Skarn. I give Skarn my dried venison and the jerky to Grak. I then humbly, is humbly a word, eat the biscuit. There you go. I will try to edit the Dungeon Master's thinking screen so that there's less of that. You pull out the dried venison and offer it to Skarn. The warg's yellow eyes gleam as it sniffs the offering, then devours it in a few powerful bites, a low growl of satisfaction vibrating through its chest. Next, you present Grak with a strip of jerky. He grunts his approval, tearing into the tough meat with a practiced hand. Finally, you take a humble, hard biscuit for yourself, chewing slowly and thoughtfully. The simple meal, though meager, fills you with a quiet resolve, readying you for the journey ahead through the rugged canyons. I allow Grak to continue leading us to the don't capitalize the Shadow Fang Peaks. With a nod, Grak takes the lead, his massive frame moving with surprising agility through the uneven terrain. He navigates the winding canyon paths with an instinctual ease, his eyes constantly scanning the rock faces and distant peaks. Skarn, now fed and content, trots obediently at your heels, occasionally sniffing at an interesting scent. The canyon walls gradually begin to narrow, the shadows lengthening and deepening even in the daylight, hinting at the more treacherous, colder regions of the Shadowfang Peaks that lie ahead. The air grows sharper, carrying a faint, metallic tang that whispers of ancient stone and perhaps something more sinister. I follow Grak closely, keeping a watchful eye and covering his 6. I try to command Skarn to scout ahead. Let's see how this works. Sometimes when I split up the party, it doesn't do well, but I guess that's the old rule of D&D and or Pathfinder, any TTRPG. Never split up the party. I'm breaking that rule right now. You fall into step behind Grak, your eyes constantly sweeping the canyon walls and the path behind, a silent guardian at his back. The shadows deepen, and the air grows colder, a biting wind beginning to whip through the narrow passages. Skarn, scout ahead, you whisper, a low, guttural command. The warg's ears twitch, its head lifting as it locks its yellow eyes on yours. With a soft whine of acknowledgement, it bounds forward, its powerful legs carrying it swiftly and silently around a bend in the canyon, disappearing from view. Its keen senses are now your forward eyes and ears, piercing the gloom and silence of the approaching peaks. Sometimes I'll try to strike up dialogue with the other characters. How much further are we to our destination? I ask. Respectfully. My eyes looking for Grak's response. The AI program allows for grammatical correction. Sometimes I don't follow it though, so I hope you guys don't find that cringy. But I know some of you grammar bachelors are probably groaning at this right now. You inquire, how much further are we to our destination? Grak grunts, his eyes still methodically scanning the towering rock faces that now loom ominously above them. Close, he rasps, his voice rough and low. He points a gnarled, scarred finger towards a particularly jagged, snow-dusted peak that seems to claw at the sky. Shadowfang, soon. The air bites with an icy chill, cutting through your clothing, and the ground underfoot has grown uneven. My apologies. The air bites with an icy chill, cutting through your clothing, and the ground underfoot has grown uneven, a treacherous mix of loose scree and stubborn patches of ice. The light itself seems to struggle to penetrate the deep ravines and crevices of these formidable mountains. The word is ravines, not ravines, but whatever. Maybe we can get some lore out of him. What kind of creatures live in the Shadow Fang Peaks? I keep close while we chat. Grak grunts, considering your question, as he continues to lead the way, his gaze unwavering. Cold things, big things, he rumbles, his breath misting in the frigid air.
Ice bears, yes, and winged beasts that hunt from above. He pauses, his eyes narrowing as he glances at the distant, jagged peaks. Giants do. Mountain folk live up high, mean, guard their rocks. His words are sparse, but they paint a vivid picture of a perilous, untamed land. The wind howls a mournful tune through the ravines, as if echoing his warnings. I allow myself to scan the horizon and the rocky slopes and ledges for any signs of giants. Togoi is filled with fear and excitement alike. I don't know if I would survive a giant attack at level 3. Let's see if I can level up soon. Nope, not even close to leveling up. The sheer scale of the Shadowfang Peaks is daunting. Your gaze sweeps across the jagged horizon, over the snow-dusted slopes and the dizzying ledges that claw at the sky. Every shadow seems to coalesce into a hulking form. Every distant boulder morphs into a giant's craggy head. The biting wind whispers tales of ancient colossal beings, and your heart thrums with a frantic beat. Fear prickles at your skin, but beneath it, a thrill of anticipation coils in your gut. This is the challenge Goldar set, and the raw, untamed wildness of it all invigorates you. You see nothing definitive, yet every crevice seems to hold a secret, every peak a potential watcher. I attempt to call Skarn back to us. Skarn! Find anything? You cup your hands around your mouth, the cold air stinging your lips, and shout, Skarn! Find anything? Your voice echoes, thin and small, against the immense rock walls, swallowed almost immediately by the wind. A moment passes, then another. No growl, no bounding return. The silence that follows is heavy, broken only by the mournful whistle of the wind through the peaks and the crunch of Grak's boots on the scree. A prickle of unease begins to crawl up your spine as the warg's absence lingers. I'd like to roll an insight to discern whether or not Skarn could be in danger. I'm going to try to show you guys the rolling mechanics. Alright, so here's the rolling mechanic. You focus your senses trying to discern if Skarn is in danger. Let's roll. I have a 10 in wisdom, and I just rolled a freaking natural 1. Of course, I would. Perfect timing. You close your eyes, trying to reach out with your senses to find some intuitive inkling of Skarn's predicament. You strain your mind, sifting through the biting wind and the echoes of the canyon, but the mountains offer no clarity, only a confusing jumble of sensations. Instead of insight, a wave of cold washes over you, mingling with the biting air. The silence around you seems to mock your efforts, offering no hint, no direction. You open your eyes, a frown deepening on your brow. The peaks seem to blur, the shadows dance, and you find yourself no closer to understanding Skarn's fate. I look towards Grak. Then, with slight hesitation, Grak, I want to go forward and see if Skarn is okay. There you go. You turn to Grak, a flicker of concern crossing your face. Grak, you begin, a slow hesitation in your voice. I want to go forward and see if Skarn is okay. Grak meets your gaze, a silent understanding passing between you. He grunts in affirmation, his hand instinctively going to the hilt of his massive club. Without a word, he adjusts his grip and begins to move, his eyes scanning the path ahead with renewed intensity. The canyon floor here grows even more treacherous, a chaotic jumble of jagged rocks and patches of slick ice, forcing you to pick your footing carefully as you follow Grak deeper into the forbidden peaks. Do you think anything could have nabbed? My concern coming obvious. Grak grunts, a deep, resonant sound that seems to vibrate through the cold air. He doesn't look at you directly, his gaze fixed on the twisting path ahead. Many things nab in these peaks, little one, he rumbles, his voice low and gravelly. Ice bears, winged beasts, even giants, if it wanders too close to their nests. He pauses, and a thoughtful frown creases his brow. Skarn is strong, yes, but alone. These mountains are tricky, always hungry. His words, though grim, carry a hint of seasoned understanding, painting a stark picture of the dangers that lurk in the Shadowfang peaks. Alright guys, I'm going to end it here. I've almost reached the 30-minute mark, and I'm going to leave this as a little cliffhanger. I'm going to be posting a couple more videos of these to see what kind of audience I gain. If you guys really like this content, let me know. It is D&D based and Pathfinder based. I love it. Hopefully I can get some combat in soon. If you guys have any suggestions on what kind of characters you want to see, let me know in the comments below. And always hit the like button and hit the follow button too. For everybody that follows me, I will try my best to follow back. Not to say that I will always reply to comments, but I will do my best on that as well. Without any more hesitation, you guys have a good night, and I will bloviate towards you another time.